What is going on, guys? Chris here, ironcoregyms.com. And if you guys are new here, make sure you guys are subscribing, liking, doing all that crazy cool stuff here. Got a bunch of cool content coming out, some experience from life's past and stuff just going out there. So, going about like athlete training. So today's day and age, everybody's always looking for sports specific. I need sports specific this, I need sports specific that. And when I first opened up, I really looked into that a lot. And when you really look into that stuff, what you're getting out of it, and what I noticed over the years, is there's no foundation built for strength. Where we're always trying to I always say we're trying to build, like, put the roof onto the house, but we're not building the foundation strong enough. And I could hear Zach Evanesh, who I took a bunch of his certifications for the underground for years, and the same concept here. And how I utilize this today is, like, I had a group of wrestlers in the other day, and they were like, I was going against the state champ, and I rode him out to the third period, and I ended up winning. And I was like, do you see what you just said there? Doing this sled up and down, which is very hard, and you're pushing yourself, and it may be a minute, it may be 2 minutes, it may be 3 minutes, but you're not stopping. You're challenging yourself. You're pushing past that minute, past that 2 minutes, past that 3 minutes. Now, where you're training your brain to go into that wrestling match, the same concept comes into play. When you get to that point where your body's getting tired and you're trying to quit and everything's shutting off, your mind's saying, I've been here before, I've done this before, and I can handle it. I was talking to my one MMA guy I'm training right now. He had a fight in the morning and then a fight at 8 o'clock at night. Same thing. By the end of the day, you're gassed. And I was like, do you think you could have handled that without training here the past couple months? He's like, probably not. Like, it's the concepts here of what you're doing and kind of how it translates in the mindset, not in the sports specific. Wrestling sports specific and MMA sports specific. At the end of the day, you get in a specific movement, you still need strength throughout your entire body to handle that. I don't care who you are, what you do. It's the facts, it's the truth, it's the writing on the wall. And too many people nowadays, I see it all the time. It's like, the same thing with the ladder drills, and this guy runs through the ladder faster than this guy does, but this guy's a lot slower. So what's the point? We just utilize that for warming up the ankles, some foot speed, warming that stuff up, but it's not your speed work for the day. We're utilizing stuff off of straight sprints, accelerating, decelerating, being able to change direction. All these things come into play. And at the end of the day, being able to play your sport. It's, watching all these sports play and understanding, like, I need to sprint for 10 seconds, but then I can jog. Then I can sprint, then I can jog, then I get a 2-second break. Where you're playing some sports where you're, basketball, you're sprinting up and down the court, boom, there's a foul. Now we're at the foul line for 10 seconds, 20 seconds, whatever it is. I get a little break. We get the ball, we start dribbling up the court. I don't have to sprint up and down the court at that point there. We're just going up there, running plays. Now I'm cutting. Now I'm sprinting. So turning that mindset into what you do in the gym makes a world of a difference. And you start doing that stuff outside the gym, playing your sport, learning how to do that correctly. It's the same thing when guys are going for jogs. I'm going to go for a jog, a 7-mile jog. That's going to translate over to my sport. It doesn't really. It keeps you in shape to jog. I want to be in shape sprinting. I want to be able to sprint up and down the field, take a 10-second, 30-second break, sprint up again, and build up into that. Then it comes down to what position you play on your sport. So all this stuff goes to the trainer of how to train you properly for those specific movements. And it's important to be able to understand this stuff. And at a young age, at the end of the day, anything you throw at people right now, there's so much going on with the kids. So many activities, so many sports, so many where you have to watch what you do throw at them, because now, did they eat properly? Did they sleep properly? Did they, eat before they came? Did they not? Did they have practice? They practiced tonight. So you have all this stuff that comes into play here, and it's, you have practice tonight. All right, we're going to throttle down a little bit. We're going to focus on more speed. I don't have practice for 3 days. Okay, we're going to work on strength. So at the end of the day, there's so much that goes into the training. And at the end of the day, if you don't build that foundation strong, you are not going to be able to handle anything. You get your high-level Division I college kids here. They can handle whatever you throw at them. They know mentally they need to eat. They know mentally they need to sleep good at nighttime. They've rested during the day. They got their nutrition in, whatever it would need be. They can handle whatever's thrown at them at that point there. So if you guys got any questions on that, please feel free to reach out. I know that is a lot of information there. I do the training for both the gyms here I own, and we work with athletes all over the area. So if you guys need help, you guys are local, feel free to look us up. We can help you out 110%. Your sports seasons never end, guys. This goes year-round. Training is a year-round thing. You find a way to get it done. Build that strength. You get so super strong. Season starts, we start throttling down. By 3-4 months in the season, I don't look good. I'm not as strong. I'm not as fast. Don't let that happen to you. Year-round training. Find the right guy to work with you. At the end of the day, it's you versus you. Let's go out and get it done.